Good morning, YouTube, or good evening, or good afternoon, depending on where you live. I don't really care. My name is WTF Channel 100, and today I'm going to be talking about Captain Marvel, the newest Marvel film to be released to the theaters. It was released on the 8th, 2 days ago, and I'm here to do my personal review about it. Now, this film was directed by Anna Boden and Ryan Fleck and stars Brie Larson as Carol Danvers, better known as Captain Marvel, who was kidnapped by an extraterrestrial force known as the Kree, who are battling against another extraterrestrial force known as the Skrulls, and they are in a constant battle until Brie Larson's character, Carol Danvers, crash lands on Earth. And this is set place in the 90s, so, there's some Easter eggs in there, some that are right in front of you. You got pagers, and there's a blockbuster in the film, which was very surprising for me to see. Very surprising to see that. And she tries to help Earth by pairing up with Samuel Jackson's character, who is basically Nick Fury, got with the eye patch, and you get to see before he got the eye patch in the film. And there's an all-out war between Earth and two extraterrestrial species. Now, before the film came out, I was very excited for it, particularly because Captain Marvel is going to be in the new Avengers Endgame, and I'm very excited to see that film. Very excited. And there's a lot to like here. There's a lot to like about this film, I want to get into my negatives first, because that's particularly what I want to do with this film, because I like to get my cons out of the way before I go into pros, just because it's who I am. To be honest, sometimes there's some dialogue in the film that can feel a little bit cheesy, particularly Jude Law's character. Yan Song, I think his name is. I'm sorry if I got that wrong. He's basically, when he's doing his training with Carol Danvers in the film, he says some stuff that normally a normal person wouldn't really say, and it kind of caught me off guard in a way, so I didn't really like that about the film. And also, I feel like the final action sequence wasn't as intense, or particularly any action sequence in the film wasn't really intense enough for me for a Marvel film. Because, you get that a lot in Infinity War, and a lot in some of the Spider-Man films and all that. But this one didn't really pack it up too much. Yeah, so there's that. And also, Carol Danvers' character, you do get to know a little bit about her past, particularly in some flashbacks. But it's kind of vague for me, because they only show it in brief, shots, of when she was driving go-karts. It's revealed in the trailer, so I don't consider it a spoiler. She was driving go-karts, and she tried to get around somebody, and she crashed. And so you don't really get to care for this character too much as you want to. Yeah. So those are all my cons. And now for pros. These are what I really like about the film. Brie Larson and Samuel Jackson knock it out of the park with this film. I loved them every time they were on screen, and particularly the special effects. And the biggest special effects I love about this film the most is Samuel L. Jackson's de-aging makeup that they used in this film, which is what I really, really loved here, because I feel like I was actually watching Samuel Jackson, he was just younger, and it felt so real, like you really invested into it. And there's one action sequence that I really did enjoy, and that was particularly the train sequence near the beginning of the film. That was pretty intense, and particularly there's a car chase. Some of the acting was really good, and I really enjoyed Brie Larson and Samuel Jackson again, and they had really great chemistry here. And I liked them, and I hope they do more duos in future films. Particularly, they don't have to be Marvel films, but I hope they act in more films together. But in the long run, Captain Marvel was a little disappointing for me. Like I said, I told you my cons, and I'm aware of the backlash going around about how Brie Larson was saying about how this is not a movie for white males, and I'm a white male, but I don't really care about that stuff. And I saw the film, and that's not why I disliked the film. I disliked the film because, some dialogue was cheesy and some action wasn't really intense enough, and you don't get to know Captain Marvel's backstory too much. You get a little bit of it, and particularly how she became Captain Marvel, which is very thoroughly explained. That's explained, but her family life, not so much. But in the long run, Captain Marvel was disappointing. I'm going to give Captain Marvel a C. Yeah, I'm going to have to. So, but Okay, thank you guys so much for watching. Look forward to my next review next week for Captive State. It's directed by Rupert Wyatt, the guy behind Rise of the Planet of the Apes. So I'll see you guys later.